Welcome to the GCSE Science Unlocked, everybody. I'm Lottie, here with Mr. H. And Mr. H, I have spent the entire morning squinting at a single piece of onion skin under a school laboratory microscope. And I am fairly certain I was just looking at an eyelash on the lens.
A classic error, Lottie. Though perhaps less of an error and more of a hard limit of the equipment. Today we are tackling specification point 4.1.1.5, microscopy. And your onion skin dilemma perfectly highlights why the light microscope, while wonderfully historic, is entirely insufficient for modern cellular biology.
Insufficient? I mean, it gets the job done for looking at the basic bricks of a plant cell, doesn't it?
It reveals the outline of the cell wall, the nucleus, and perhaps a chloroplast if you are fortunate. But a light microscope uses a beam of light and glass lenses to enlarge an image. That gives it a relatively low magnification and, crucially, a very low resolution.
Resolution. Now, in graphic design, if I have a low-resolution image, zooming in just gives me giant, blurry squares. Is that the same thing here? If we just put a stronger magnifying lens on a light microscope, would it just be a bigger, blurrier mess?
Precisely. Magnification is simply making things look larger. But resolution, Lottie, has a very specific definition that you must know for the exam. Resolution is the ability to distinguish between two separate points. If two organelles are closer together than the resolution limit of your microscope, they will blur into one indistinguishable blob, no matter how much you magnify them.
The ability to distinguish between two separate points. Okay, so to see the really tiny stuff, we can't just magnify more. We need better resolution, which means we need a different type of microscope.
Exactly. We need the electron microscope. Instead of a beam of light, it passes a beam of electrons through the specimen.
A beam of electrons, like firing subatomic particles at a cell.
Yes, because electrons have a much shorter wavelength than visible light. That shorter wavelength is the key. It grants the electron microscope a profoundly higher magnification and a much higher resolution.
So that shorter wavelength is what finally lets us see the internal structures, like the ribosomes making proteins, or the folded inner membranes of the mitochondria. Stuff that is completely invisible under a standard light microscope.
Correct. If the exam asks why the electron microscope is superior, it sees more things is a one-way ticket to 0 marks. You must state it has a higher magnification and higher resolution, allowing us to study subcellular structures in detail. If the word isn't precise, the mark isn't yours.
Okay, so we've got the high-tech equipment sorted, but specification 4.1.1.5 also demands that we do the maths, the microscopy calculations. And I remember this from school as the IAM triangle. IAM.
The IAM formula is a cornerstone of Biology Paper 1. Image size equals actual size multiplied by magnification.
Image equals actual times magnification. So if I'm looking at an exam paper and I measure a cell with my ruler, that's my image size. And if they tell me the magnification is times 400, I just divide my image size by 400 to find the actual size of the cell.
In theory, yes, but here is the Mr. H mark scheme warning. This is where thousands of students throw away perfectly good marks every single year.
Oh, the unit conversion trap! Because when I measure the image on the paper with my ruler, I'm measuring in millimeters, but the actual cell isn't measured in millimeters.
It is not. The examiner will almost always ask for the actual size in micrometers. If you do not convert your units before doing the calculation, your answer will be out by a factor of 1,000.
A factor of 1,000. So to go from millimeters to micrometers, I have to multiply my millimeter measurement by 1,000.
Always multiply by 1,000. If you measure an image as 45 millimeters, it is 45,000 micrometers. Then, and only then, do you divide by the magnification.
Got it. Millimeters times 1,000 equals micrometers. But wait, if we are dealing with things this tiny, especially subcellular stuff, writing out all those zeros gets really messy. The spec mentions using standard form.
Because cells are incredibly small. Writing 0.000001 is an absolute recipe for transcription mistakes.
Right, missing one zero changes the size of the cell completely. So instead of 0.000001, we write 1 times 10 to the power of minus 6. It's basically scientific shorthand for this is microscopic.
Precisely. You must be comfortable moving between decimals and standard form. The physics and biology departments are entirely aligned on this expectation.
Okay, so quick checklist for microscopy. Light microscopes have lower magnification and resolution. They use light. Electron microscopes have higher magnification and resolution because of their shorter electron wavelength, letting us see subcellular structures.
Spot on. And the maths?
Image equals actual times magnification. And always multiply millimeters by 1,000 to get micrometers before doing the sum.
Excellent. If you handle the unit conversions and respect standard form, you have conquered the hardest part of this section.
Brilliant. I'm feeling much more focused on this now.
No microscopy puns, Lottie. Next time, we are looking at culturing microorganisms. Please ensure you bring your lab coats.
Will do. See you then, everyone.